to demonstrate FreeCAD. So let's say we want to build a 6mm shim for our ATK Trofeo toe. I've already drawn the toe, and I've got it 6mm off the ski, where the axis coordinate system XYZ, we're 6mm off the ski for here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new body over here. We're going to name that body 6mm shim. And then we're going to create a sketch on that body. And we're going to make that sketch on the XY axis, which is X is left, right, Y is forward, backwards, Z is up and down. So now we have a sketch tool, and we have some options of things we can draw. So one of the things we could draw would be a square. So I'm just going to put a square on here. Simple. And then very important in FreeCAD is the ability, the necessity to constrain your sketch. So the first constraint I'm going to put on here is to make the y-axis dimension symmetrical about the x-axis. So now that's symmetrical. And then the x-axis dimension symmetrical about the y-axis. We use the symmetry tool here. So now no matter what I do to the part, it's going to be symmetrical. So we need some dimensions. So normally I'll just drag things to about where I want them. And then I'll select the two endpoints and use the dimension tool. And I usually try and make things round numbers. I work in millimeters. Making things round numbers just makes them easy to remember and keeps things simple. We'll just create that. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to have 4 holes in our shim for the fastener bolts to go through. So I just put, you couldn't see it very well, I'm going to go ahead and hide the base. And then I'll go back into the sketch so you can see what I'm doing. So we have 4 holes. We'll dimension those holes with the diameter tool here. And we'll make them a clearance hole for AM5 screw. Then again, we want these to be symmetrical about the axes in both directions. So we're going to make those constraints happen. As you can see, my constraints are reducing. It'll tell you here when you're not constrained. And if you now I have a redundant constraint, which tells me which one. So I'm going to just go delete that one. I still have 4 degrees of freedom. That did not work well, so I'm going to undo. There we go. Didn't like something I did. So I'm actually going to make this one perpendicular to, or I'm sorry, in line with the other one. So I think now we're good. And I'm going to make these two in line with each other. Okay. So then the whole spacing for the standard tech toe is 30 wide by 27 tall. So now we're fully constrained, everything's green, good to go. So the sketch is done, I'll put the base back on there. We can see the holes are in the right place. So the next thing we're going to do is pad the sketch. So I'm going to select the sketch and hit the pad tool. And this grows it into the axis that the sketch is not on. And I'm going to choose, say, 6mm. And now we have it. If I hide everything else, see, we have our shim. And the last thing I will do is I will export the shim as an STL file. Save it. And then that's the file you can send your 3D printer. Make sure to request 100% infill. Of course, I haven't cleaned this up and made it pretty. You can do kind of cool stuff like add fillets. It gets prettier, but you get the basic idea.